You've been lied to. You were told to save your way to wealth, to cut back, tighten up, play it safe. But here's the truth. Saving is making you poor. While your cash sleeps in the bank, the rich are using 2025's biggest financial shifts to build passive income, compound wealth, and beat inflation without working harder. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why traditional saving is outdated, what the rich are doing differently right now, and how you can start investing like the wealthy, step by step, no fluff. Inflation is a silent wealth killer. It's a subtle, creeping predator that nibbles away at the value of your hard-earned savings. Imagine this. You've stashed away a tidy sum over the years, only to discover that it's worth less than when you started. How does that happen? Inflation, my friends. It's like a stealthy pickpocket, quietly lifting the real value of your money while you're not looking. Every year, the cost of goods and services creeps up. That's inflation. And while it's happening, the money you've saved is sitting still. It's not growing, it's not working for you. Over time, the purchasing power of your savings is eroded by this steady rise in costs. So, even though you're saving, you're effectively becoming poorer. The truth is, saving alone won't build wealth. It's like trying to run up a down escalator. You're working hard, but not getting anywhere. So what do the rich do instead? Saving is rooted in fear. It's a powerful statement, isn't it? It's not about the numbers in your bank account, it's about the mindset. Saving can often be driven by an underlying fear of not having enough, of being unable to cope with unexpected expenses, or simply the unknown future. It's a survival instinct hardwired into our brains from a time when resources were scarce. But in the modern world, this fear can hold us back. It can prevent us from taking calculated risks that could lead to greater rewards. It can keep us stuck in a cycle of scarcity where we're constantly worried about losing what we have instead of focusing on how we can grow. While saving is an essential part of financial management, it's only one piece of the puzzle. It's a defensive strategy, but to truly thrive, we also need an offensive strategy. The rich don't save, they invest. This is the mantra of those who have discovered the secret to wealth accumulation. While the average person is busy stashing their money under the proverbial mattress, the wealthy are putting their money to work in the economy. They understand that money is a tool, and like any tool, it's useless unless it's used effectively. The rich don't just throw their money into a savings account and watch it slowly grow at a snail's pace. Instead, they actively seek out opportunities to generate more wealth. They invest in businesses, real estate, stocks, bonds, and a myriad of other ventures. They understand that the key to wealth is not just having money, but using that money to create more. In essence, they view money as seeds. When planted wisely in fertile ground, these seeds can grow into a forest of wealth. So what does investing in income-producing assets look like? Income-producing assets are the key to wealth. A simple truth that has stood the test of time. But what are these assets? Well, imagine a money tree that keeps growing, dropping financial fruits at your feet. That's an income-producing asset. Let's delve into a few examples. Real estate, for instance, can be a money tree, whether it's rental income from a residential property or dividends from a real estate investment trust. Bricks and mortar often equate to steady income. Then there are stocks. A share in a company isn't just a piece of paper, it's a slice of a profit-making machine. When the machine churns out profits, you get a cut in the form of dividends. Lastly, businesses. Whether you start a lemonade stand or buy into a franchise, owning a business can generate income. These are just a few examples of income-producing assets. Remember, the rich don't work for money, they make their money work for them. Another tool that the rich use is good debt. Good debt can be a powerful tool for wealth creation. So what exactly is good debt? Quite simply, it's debt that's used to generate income or increase net worth. It's the money you borrow to invest in something that will appreciate in value over time. Now, let's talk about leverage. Leverage is essentially using borrowed capital for an investment, expecting the profits made to be greater than the interest payable. It's a little like lifting a heavy object with a lever. A small amount of force can move a large weight. Similarly, a small amount of money, borrowed wisely, can create a significant return. Consider a property investor who uses a mortgage to buy a rental property. The rent they collect covers the mortgage repayment and expenses, and what's left is profit. Over time, the property appreciates in value, creating wealth for the investor. This is a classic example of using leverage to multiply wealth. Diversification is crucial in investment strategy. Let's see why. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. This old saying emphasizes a key principle of smart investing: diversification. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a financial cliff with a bucket full of different investments. If that bucket only contains one type of investment and it plummets, you're left with nothing. But if your bucket is diversified, filled with a variety of different investments like stocks, bonds, real estate, and more, even if one falls, the others can still provide a safety net. This strategy reduces your overall risk and can potentially maximize your returns. It's like a symphony of investments, each playing its part. When one instrument hits a wrong note, the others can still carry the melody. But remember, diversification isn't just about variety. It's about finding the right mix, tailored to your financial goals and risk tolerance. Buying time with money is another rich people's strategy. Time is the most valuable asset. These words carry immense weight, especially when you're striving for financial freedom. Ever wondered how the rich keep getting richer? Here's a secret. They buy time with money. Think of it this way. When you're bogged down with mundane tasks, you're trading your precious time for money. But the rich flip this equation. They use their wealth to free up time, outsourcing tasks they don't need to do themselves. This could be anything from housekeeping, gardening, to even managing their wealth. By doing so, they create more time to focus on what truly matters. They invest this time back into their businesses, their passions, their learning. This, in turn, generates more wealth, creating a cycle that keeps them ahead of the game. So the next time you think about wealth, remember, it's not just about having money, it's about having the time to make the most of it. Ready to start? Here's how. Investing is not just for the rich. It's a common misconception that you need to be rolling in dough to start investing. That's far from the truth. In fact, anyone, regardless of their current financial situation, can begin their investing journey. It's all about starting small and growing incrementally. Now you might be thinking, how can I start if I'm living paycheck to paycheck? Well, it's possible. Start by setting aside a small portion of your income, no matter how small. It's not about the amount, it's about the habit. Over time, as you save, this money can be put to work through investing. And don't worry if you're not a financial whiz. There are plenty of resources out there to help you understand the basics. So don't let jargon or complexity deter you. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. So how do you start your investing journey? The first step is to build a safety buffer. A safety buffer is your financial lifeboat. Now, let's dive into understanding why it's important and how we can build one. A safety buffer, also known as an emergency fund, is essentially a stash of money set aside to cover the financial surprises life throws your way. These unexpected events can be stressful and costly. Here's where your safety buffer comes in. Building this lifeboat is not rocket science. Start by setting a goal. This could be 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Then make regular contributions to this fund. Treat it like any other essential expense. Remember, this is not an investment, it's insurance. It's not about growing this money, it's about having a safety net. So keep it in a high-yield savings account where it's easily accessible. In essence, a safety buffer is your first line of defense against financial hardship. It gives you peace of mind, knowing you're prepared for whatever comes your way. The next step is to open a simple investment account. Opening an investment account is easier than you think. It's like setting up an email account, but with a few extra steps. First, you'll need to choose a brokerage firm. Think of this as your investment home base. You'll want to choose one that aligns with your needs and goals. Some are better for beginners, while others cater to advanced investors. Next, you'll fill out an application. This typically involves providing some personal information and answering a few questions about your financial goals. Don't worry, it's all standard stuff. Once your application is approved, you'll need to fund your account. This can usually be done through a bank transfer. Remember, you don't need a fortune to start investing. Even a small amount can grow over time with the right investment strategy. Finally, you'll choose your investments. This could be stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or a combination of these. It's all up to you and what you're comfortable with. Once you've done that, it's time to automate and forget. Automation is the key to consistent investing. It's like setting up a well-oiled machine that keeps working even when you're not. Here's how you do it. First, decide on a fixed amount you're comfortable with investing every month. It could be as little as the price of your daily latte or as much as your monthly gym membership. The amount isn't as important as the consistency. Next, set up an automatic transfer from your bank account to your investment account. This can usually be done online with a few clicks. Schedule it for the day after payday so you won't even miss the money. Now here's the best part. As your investments grow, so does your wealth, even while you're sleeping. It's like having a tiny army of dollar soldiers marching out to fight for your financial freedom. But remember, automation doesn't mean abdication. Keep an eye on your investments, adjust your strategy as needed, and always stay informed. Just as much as investing is about making money, it's also about broadening your knowledge and understanding. You see, the world of finance and investments is constantly evolving, and to stay ahead of this curve, you must commit to learning monthly. It's not about becoming a financial wizard overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps to understand the intricacies of the market, the trends, the risks, and the opportunities. There are plenty of resources available out there. Books, podcasts, online courses, webinars, and even financial news can be great sources of information. Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and seek advice from those more experienced. Remember, every successful investor was once a beginner. With time, you'll find that this knowledge not only helps you make better investment decisions, but also gives you the confidence to navigate the often turbulent waters of the financial world. Looking for a bonus step? Start a small side income. A side income can supercharge your investing. It's like having an extra gear in your financial vehicle, allowing you to reach your destination faster. But where to start? Well, think about what you're good at, what you enjoy. Maybe you have a knack for graphic design, or perhaps you're a whiz at website building. These skills can be turned into a lucrative freelance gig. If you're more into physical products, consider starting a small online shop. Handmade soap, custom jewelry, vintage clothing. The possibilities are endless. Or perhaps you're more interested in the digital space. Consider building an app or starting a blog that generates ad revenue. Remember, the goal here isn't to replace your day job, but to supplement your income. This extra cash can then be funneled into your investment account, accelerating your wealth creation. Now, don't be disheartened if your first idea isn't a runaway success. It's a learning process. Learning from others' mistakes can save you a lot of pain. One huge mistake is falling for the allure of get-rich-quick schemes. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your fortune. Investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Another pitfall is letting emotions drive your investment decisions. Fear and greed can lead to impulsive decisions like selling low or buying high. Always approach investing with a cool head and a long-term perspective. Also, never underestimate the power of diversification. Placing all your eggs in one basket can lead to calamitous results if that one investment goes south. Lastly, don't forget about fees. They may seem small, but over time, they can eat away a significant chunk of your returns. Always be aware of the fees associated with any investment. Investing isn't about perfection. It's about making fewer mistakes and learning from the ones you do make. Investing, not saving, is the key to wealth. We've journeyed together through the concepts of why saving might be making you poorer and how the wealthy approach their finances differently. The world of investment is vast, but remember, you have the power to navigate it. Your financial future is in your hands. So take a step today and start investing like the rich. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell to be notified when a new video is released.